Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today in A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about, is the menopause worse in winter for you? And I'm going to offer some of my winter wellness tips. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. One of the things we found over the years is here in the UK and in Ireland, it's winter, the weather's changing quite a lot, and we find that many women come to us asking about why their menopause symptoms are worse at this time of the year. So I'm going to look at some of the symptoms that can be affected, some of them that can suddenly appear, and the best tips to help you healthily through the winter. So why on earth does this happen? Well, first of all, there's less sunlight, so that will affect our mood. It can cause something called SAD in some women, so you can feel really low, almost to the point of depression. If you've got less sunlight, you are producing less vitamin D. And we know that low vitamin D in the menopause can cause low mood and anxiety. It can cause joint pains. It can affect heart health. It can affect your sleep. So there's a whole range of menopause symptoms that can be affected just by having low vitamin D levels. The cold air and central heating can be really drying. So we can find that our eyes get more irritated, our skin gets drier, we can get maybe allergies, we can get more issues with having a blocked up nose, or just producing a lot of extra mucus. We can just have a little sort of cough the whole time. Our throat can be irritated as well. If we're wearing a lot of warmer clothes, if we're suffering from hot flushes during the day, that can exacerbate them. If we need a heavier tall duvet at night, again, that can make this seesaw effect of night sweats, getting too hot, throwing off the duvet, getting cold and putting it back on again. So that can make a lot more impact on your sleep. The other thing that we tend to do, and I hold my hands up because I'm exactly the same, we tend to drink less water in the winter because who wants to be drinking cold water when you could have a nice warming cup of tea? So we do tend to drink less, and the dehydration, as those of you who've been watching for a while will know, that dehydration can impact on a whole range of menopause symptoms. So here are my tips. These are the ones that I use just to help me through the winter as well. So the first thing is to embrace as much light as you can. I live in Scotland, and unfortunately when the clocks go back, I go to work in the dark, I come home and it's dark, so I get very little natural sunlight during the day unless I run around the building very quickly at lunchtime. And if it's wet, windy and very, very cold, that's really not an option. So for me, it's really difficult to get that sunlight on a regular basis, but I will try at weekends to be out walking and to be doing as much outdoor activity as I possibly can, just to help with the vitamin D. You can also sit at a window and get as much light as you can there. If you do tend to really suffer from low moods or mild depression during the winter, you can use something called a light box. So you would sit in front of that on a regular basis, and it mimics the sunlight, so it can help to lift your mood quite considerably. So it's certainly something that's worth considering if you're having this particular issue. Consider a vitamin D supplement during the winter. As I mentioned before, I don't get out a lot in the winter, so for me, a vitamin D supplement is an absolute must. I go for quite a low dose. I just take 400 IU, purely because you don't want to take too high a dose for too long unless you have been probably being diagnosed as being really low in vitamin D. If you take high doses of vitamin D ongoing, it can sometimes cause side effects. So you need to just be very careful about the most appropriate dose of vitamin D for you. We also have our lovely Balance mineral drink for those of you that may just need a little top up of vitamin D, and the Balance is lovely for fatigue as well if you're just struggling with the winter blues and winter fatigue. Keep exercising. It is really important because exercise gives you those wonderful happy endorphins, and that again, it will help to control your weight because we do become less active during the winter. I know for me exercise is a challenge up here, as I say, in Scotland. It's dark. My place of exercise, we tend to exercise outdoors unless it's raining. So 5:30 at night in the middle of winter when it's -2 is quite challenging, but I just feel so much better afterwards that I always think it's worth it just to get that little bit of an extra boost of those happy chemicals. If you don't fancy exercising outside, you can look at gym work, you can look at walking whenever you can, even just 15-20 minutes at lunchtime can be absolutely great. And the exercises, the different types of exercises you can get on YouTube is just absolutely fantastic. So it's well worth skimming through that just to find ones that are going to be appropriate for your particular situation. Stay hydrated, so remember the water. Have it warm in the winter. I do. I just can't really cope with cold water in the winter, so I have my water warm. Just top it up with some boiled water. You can maybe have extra herb teas as well, just to feel that little bit more comforting. You can look at sea buckthorn oil if you find that your skin or your eyes are getting really, really dry. Then a daily supplement of sea buckthorn could be really good. Boost immune function, again, just to protect your immune system from all the stresses and strains that it's had over the last few years. You can look at the herb echinacea. This is known to support immune function and can also be used to treat colds and flu if you do end up coming down with something in the winter. Remember your vitamin D, as I mentioned before. Vitamin C is really important for immune function. Zinc is really important as well. We have a lovely little supplement called Immune Support that's got nice little amounts of zinc and vitamin C in there just to help to support immune function. Eat your greens. Green vegetables are full of vitamins and minerals that are going to help to support you generally through the winter. Have warming foods. I mean, I love soups and stews and casseroles in the winter, and I just make a huge pot of soup at the weekend, freeze it, and then I've got something for my lunch every day that's easy to prepare but is going to be full of goodness and is going to give me lots of good nutrition for helping my body to cope with these winter months. Don't hibernate too much. We can, in the menopause, we can actually want to distance ourselves. It's one of the symptoms that can occur. We want to socialize less. We want to, just shut ourselves away. But if you do that, then during the winter, social isolation can get worse. And if you're already prone to low moods and everything like that, then it can really make things worse. So remember to socialize. If you can't get out much, then you've got things like WhatsApp and other social media sites, and just try and keep up with friends and family as much as you can. So I hope you found this one helpful. For those of you here that are going to be facing the depth of winter any moment now. If any of you have any tips on what helps you through the winter, be it supplements, foods, or activities that really help to boost you, then please share them with us. We'd love to hear about them. And until then, I'll see you next week for another edition of A Vogel Talks Menopause.